Hello friends, welcome to CGA again. So in last class we have discussed about the subquery and we have seen some examples, and we have seen the example that is currently displayed in the screen. So let's see again what is there in our employee table and what have we done, and then let's proceed further. So we have these many records over there in the employee table, and we have also created another one table called department. So we have currently these two tables with these many data available in our database SQL training. Okay, so these are all the data we have, and in last class we have discussed the subquery, and also in the previous classes in the first session we have discussed about DML, DDL and DQL. Second session we have discussed about the where class, group by, having class, order by class, and in third class we have seen the group by with multiple columns and then the subquery, and today we are going to see the extension of from where we have left. So here in last class I have given an example. Here I have the example that is displayed in the screen. So we are trying to find the, if you want to find the maximum salary in each department, this is the query. Actually this is the query that we will be writing to find the maximum salary in each department. If we run this, we will get the maximum salary in each department. So if we want to display the employee name who has got the maximum salary in each department, last class I have given this as an example only for the subquery, and I have informed you that this query will not give the correct output because here in the where condition we have filtered only the salary. So the output of this query, if we see, this is 50,000, 80,000 and the 70,000. So this query will run in similar to this query which is written below. Okay, so here we have nowhere mentioned we want the maximum salary in each department. It is filtering only based on the salary. So this query will not give the correct output for our query which is display the employee name who has got the maximum salary in each department. So see here, actually in the department 1, 50,000 is the highest salary, but in department 2, 80,000 is the highest salary. This row is correct, but this row is wrong. We are getting data for the employee G in the output because its salary is 50,000. 50,000 is not the highest salary in department 2, but it is the highest salary in department 1. Since we are filtering only based on salary, this query will run with the where condition of salary in 50,000, 80,000 and 70,000. It will not consider the department. So since this 50,000 is available for 2 employees, we are getting these two output, but this row is not the maximum salary in department 82 because 80,000 is the maximum salary in department 82. So how are we going to correct this query? So there is a concept called correlated subquery. So before going to that, I will teach you as we have already discussed. I will revise you what is subquery. A query that is written inside another query is called what? The subquery. Here the output of the inner query, in the subquery the output of the inner query is returned to the outer query. So this is called subquery. So this will execute in this way, but correlated subquery is nothing but the output of the outer query will be passed to the inner query. Here the output of the inner query is passed to the outer query, but in correlated subquery the output of the inner query depends on the outer query. So here this is independent, which is not dependent on the outer query. If we run this, we will get the output individually, but in correlated subquery that is not the case. For example, here as we already said, we want to display the maximum salary in each department. We want to display the employee name who is getting the maximum salary in each department, but in where condition we have given only salary, so we need to consider the department as well. So here I am giving this employee table in the outer query as E1. I am giving the alias name as E1. For the inner query employee table, I am giving the alias name as E2. And in the where condition, actually usually we will put join conditions only in the on. Since I have not taught you the joins, I will be teaching you in this session itself. So before that, I have given the alias name for the employee table in the outer query as E1, and in the inner query as E2, I am just putting E1 dot department ID equal to E2 dot department ID. If I put this here, the E1 dot department ID, this E1 is nothing but the table in the outer query. So this inner query depends on the column that is available in the outer query. So as like in the previous query, we are not, the inner query alone, output of the inner query is not passed to the outer query here. Here the output of the inner query is dependent on the outer query also. Since I have given E1 dot department ID is equal to E2 dot department ID, this will give us the output which is correct. So in the department ID 2, 80,000 is the maximum salary. Previously, in the previously written query, I will write you the previously written query also. Previously written query also I will display it over the current query. Okay. So here if you see, the only difference is this one. If we comment this is the subquery. Here this inner query is not dependent on the outer query, and the output of the inner query is passed to the outer query. But here we have just added this line. If we add this line, then the subquery becomes what? The correlated subquery. Here the E1 is nothing but the employee table that is available in the outer query. So the inner query is dependent on the outer query's column name. So such kind of query is what we call it as the correlated subquery. Since here, as I have discussed already, here in the where condition we have put only the salary, and only this output will be passed. So irrespective of the department, we will get the records which has salary with these three values. But here, since I have added E1 dot department ID equal to E2 dot department ID, it will provide us in each department the maximum salary and its employee name. So this is called the correlated subquery. Okay. So again I will revise you the same, the correlated subqueries. If you have not understood this query, then you keenly watch this again. Here in the first query, the inner query does not depend on the outer query, but here the inner query depends on the outer query's value. So here the value of the inner query is passed to the outer query, but here in this case, which is not like that. So this is what we call it as the correlated subquery. This is a subquery because there is a query which is written inside another query. See, this is the query that is written inside another query. So this is a subquery, but not the ordinary subquery, because this department ID column is coming from the outer query. So this is called what? The correlated subquery. So I think now you have got familiar with the correlated subquery. So let's move on to the next topic called joins. Actually, till now, if you see, we have in all the three sessions we have used in a single query, only one table we have used in a single query. Now if we want to get the output of 2, 3 or any number of tables, we need to combine based on some ID and get some desired output. We are going for the joins. I will give you some examples. So here we have select star from, we have two tables, right? One is employee, another one is department. So these are all the two tables we have. We have the department ID 1. If you say 1 which has no meaning, so when the meaning comes, if you see the department table, what is the department ID 1? It is admin. So it means the employee ID 1 whose name is A works in the department admin can be found only by joining the two tables, employee and department. So how to join the two tables? Let's see. So we have these two tables, right? We are going to join this employee table E. I am putting join here. I am going to join the department table D based on what column? Department ID column. Okay, if I join it based on the department ID column, we will be getting the one output, and I will explain you how that output has been provided by our SQL server, how the SQL server joins and then provides us the output that we are going to receive. So E dot department ID equal to D dot department ID. So if you see here in the same output, see, let me put those two select here, and then I will compare and then tell you how the join works. Okay, employee. Okay, so let's run all the three queries and then let's compare the output. I'm dragging it up. So here let's see how this join. I have previously we have for your information, we can join any table, and in the on condition we can put based on what column we are going to join. Since we have put the on, we have put a condition called E dot department ID equal to D dot department ID, which is the department ID in employee table should match with the department ID in the department table. A simple join, or this we can also call it as inner join. Join is same as the inner join. If we simply put join, then it means that it is an inner join. So the definition of inner join is nothing but, if we put inner join, then it will compare these two tables based on this condition that we have provided after the on class, and it will fetch you the records, only the matching records. So here we have given this condition. So if E dot department ID, which is department ID in employee, should match with D dot department ID, that is the department ID in the department table. So if this condition matches, then only we will get the output of the columns present in both the tables. So let's see here. So already we have the output over down. So here let's take the first record, which is this one. Okay, so if we take this one, here what is the condition, based on what condition we are joining these two tables? Department ID equal to department ID. So here the department ID is 1. It will try to find 1 with all the 1 in all the rows that is available in the department table. So the 1 is found here, so match is found for this. So we are getting the output in this way. So 1A 21 1 20,000 Chicago, everything we are getting it from the employee table. Until designation we are getting it from the employee table, and these two columns belongs to this department ID, belongs to the department ID in employee table. So this department ID belongs to the department ID in the department tables. Here we are getting value only because we have this department ID got matched. Department ID 1 is compared with the department ID in the department table, so 1 is getting matched. So the relevant row in the department ID table, in the department table, will be displayed here. Okay, so similarly let's take the next row. Here also 1 is there. This 1 again it matches with this and provides us the output for the next row. And let's go here, and next we have the department ID 2 for the employee name C. So 2, the match is found in the department table here. So here for employee name C, the department ID 2 is getting matched, so it displays the finance. So it displays the department name as finance. So this, by joining the, if this condition is true, then we will get the records from the both the table. Only the condition, if the condition that we have given in the on condition matches, we will be getting the output. For example, let me update the department ID, or let me delete the department ID 3 from department table. Okay, delete from department, where department ID equal to 4, not 4. Let me delete the 3. I have executed it here. So let's check. In the department table we have only 3 departments, which is 1, 2 and 4. In the employee table, if we see the employee table, we have the department 3 that is available already. Okay, so let's see what happens for these records where the department ID is 3 in the employee table and we don't have record for the employee ID, the department ID 3 in the department table. So we don't have the department ID 3 in the department table, right? See, we have just deleted, but we have the records in the employee table. Okay, so now if we run this join that we have written already, let's see. For the department ID 3, we are not getting any records because this condition E dot department ID equal to D dot department ID failed for the department ID 3. So the employees, those who are available, okay, let me run, I will run all the 3 and then it will be easy for us to compare and understand. Okay, so here if we see, here we have this totally how many records we have, 10 rows we have in the employee table. So in the department table we have 3 rows. Okay, but in the output we are not getting all the 10 rows that is available in the employee table because we are getting only the 8 records. See in the right corner of the screen. Okay, so where those 2 records have gone? Because since we have department id 3 for those 2 records in our employee table, the employee and the employee H is not available in our final output. See, employee E is not here, employee H is also not here, because those 2 records fail to meet this on condition. So only if the condition matches, we will get the records from the both table. If the condition did not match, we will not get those records. This is how the inner join works. So with this example, I will demonstrate a scenario which we have written already. The maximum of employee, right? Maximum salary in each department, that we have written already. Okay, this is what we have written already, and we have concluded that this output is wrong, and so we have rectified we have made this output to display the employee name who have got maximum salary in each department by using the correlated subquery. So if we write this correlated subquery, then we will get the correct output. So these are all the employee name who has got the maximum salary in each department. So in each department, that is been mentioned over here, but that is not mentioned in this query, that we have already seen. So this, instead of using correlated subquery, I am going to write the bring the output of the employee name who has got the maximum salary in each department in some other way. Let's see. Okay, so let me delete this. So this is the output of the inner query. So these 3 are the maximum salary in each department. So what I am going to do, I am going to take the, if you see here, this query will give us the maximum salary in each department. Okay, so here I am going to write this query inside a CTE, which is nothing but common table expression. I will explain you what is common table expression after demonstrating this, which CTE as okay. So if we run this, sorry, I have not given the column names. So the first column that is returning inside this query is department ID, and the second column is max salary. So if we run this, we will get the same output. So the output of the query, whatever we write within the CTE, will be taken. This CTE is nothing but the common table expression, which is again a table, which is not actually a table, which is a snapshot of a table, snapshot of this query. This output is this is a table, right? Because it has rows and columns. So this is again a table. We are taking this output in a table like structure called CTE with 2 column names, department ID and maximum salary. The first column inside the query, written inside the query, will be passed to the first column that we have mentioned in the CTE. The second column output will be passed, the second column output in the query that we have written will be passed to the second column, that is mentioned in the CTE. So similarly we can give any number of columns that we want. So if we select here, this output will be now stored in a CTE. Here we have written select star from CTE. So if we run this, we will be getting the same output. So in this way I have taken output of a query which is not directly available in this employee table. We can also give, we can also write with CTEs select star from employee. This is also possible. So see, so I have taken the output of the employee in a CTE. Okay, so here I am running the what I am running. I am taking this all the records from employee in a CTE, and then if I put select star from CTE, we will get it is similar to the query that is written inside the CTE. Okay, CTE is nothing but what? Common table expression. Common table expression. So common table expression is nothing but a snapshot of a table or the query that is written inside the CTE. Okay, here I will show you one thing. See, this is the CTE that we have written. So if we put select star from CTE, we are getting the output of the query that we have written inside the CTE. Okay, now if I copy this and paste it here, it will say the CTE does not exist. See, invalid object name CTE. That is the error we are getting. Okay, if I run this, see, first CTE we have got here. With this CTE, we are taking the employee table records in the CTE, and in the first select output is here. For the next select, we have got invalid object name CTE, which means if we are using or writing a CTE, then the CTE should be used in the next statement after it is written. Okay, so here in the immediate statement after CTE, we need to use it. Since this cannot be named exactly as CTE, any name we can keep. See, for example, SQL TMP. The CTE named SQL TMP has the output of this, which is snapshot of this. Okay, and then if you put select star from SQL TMP, then you will get the same records. So, and we can write any query where employee ID equal to 5. So the employee ID 5 we will get here. So this employee ID 5 is taken as the CTE. So if we run this, we will get only one row, that is the output of the query that we have written inside the CTE. And one important point that I need to discuss is here we need to be very careful. This is not only, since this is a snapshot of the table, if we delete from CTE, the record in employee table will also get deleted. See, you don't think this SQL temp as like the temporary table that we are using. So if I delete from SQL TMP, the record will be deleted from the employee table also. Let's run this. one row affected. But see here I have deleted SQL TMP only, I have not deleted the employee table. So here if I put select star from employee, the employee ID 5 is not there. We have taken it inside a CTE, we have deleted that from CTE, but we have not deleted from the employee table. We have not written the code to delete it from the employee table, but still if you delete the CTE, the record will definitely get deleted in the main table that we are using it inside the CTE. This is very important that you need to keep in mind. So why I am teaching you CTE is now we are going to write this query, that is maximum salary in each department, that this will give the maximum salary in each department. If we want the employee ID who is getting maximum salary in each department, we can take this output of this query, which is the each department ID and its maximum salary. This output we are taking it in a CTE, named CTE or SQL TMP or any name you can give. Okay, so I am taking it in a CTE. Now what I am going to do, I am going to put select star from employee. See, this is employee table. Okay, employee in employee table, I am going to join this employee table. I am giving alias name for employee table as E, and I am going to join with this CTE, which is CTE, which we have named as SQL TMP. Okay, on actually we need to write in a proper format. We should not write everything in single line, it should be readable. Okay, on E dot department ID equal to TMP. What is TMP? TMP is the SQL TMP. SQL TMP is nothing but the CTE that we have written over here. Okay, so TMP dot department ID in this department, and also the salary, the department also should match and the salary also should match. What is the salary that is available in the CTE? That is the maximum salary. Okay, in each department maximum salary we have taken. So if we match this department and this value with the employee table, we will get the employee details who has got maximum salary in each department. Let's try. Salary equal to temp dot max salary, because max salary is what we have given as the column name in CTE. Okay, if we run this, before that I will display all records from employee again. Okay, here I am going to display all the records from employee. See, this is all the records from employee, and these are all the details of employee who has got maximum salary in each department. In department 1, 50,000 is the maximum salary which has been achieved by the employee F, and in 2, 80,000, and in 3, 70,000. So if you run that, so here I will explain you this query again. So we have got the department ID and its maximum salary here, and we are joining. Actually it is similar to this is the query that we have taken inside the CTE, right? See, I have copied and pasted here. Okay, so this is the CTE that we have, and this is the employee table that we have. So we are assuming this as one table and this as another table, which is the CTE. Okay, we are joining these two tables based on department ID and salary. So this one also should match, and 50,000 also should match. So the first record will not come as the output because the department ID matches but the salary does not match. Okay, because here it is 20,000 and it is 50,000. If you take the second row, it is 1. Yes, it is 1, but the salary, the maximum salary is 50,000 that we have taken in the CTE, but here it is not 50,000. So in the on condition we have displayed, we have put these two column names in the on condition. So these two column values should match, then only we will get the output. The matching record for department ID is what? In department ID 1 is the employee name F. See, the 1 also matched, the 50,000 also matched. So that's why we are getting the output in the output, this row, we are getting this row in the output of the query that we have written here. So SQL TMP is nothing but this, employee table is this. So I am joining this employee table with the SQL temp, which is CTE, based on both the columns department and the salary. So if we run this, as we have discussed already, as we have seen the example now, so we will be getting only the F, which is 50,000 for the department ID. What? Similarly, we got the output for 213. The salary and the department both should match in the salary and department. Both should match in employee table and the CTE. So here we have considered both department and salary and we have written the query. So we are getting the correct output. Just a simple query which is nothing but taking the employee name from the employee table who has got the maximum salary in each department. We have written it using subquery and analyzed that output is wrong. We have written it using correlated subquery and attained the correct output. We have also now studied what is the CTE, that is common table expression, what is inner join, and by using both we have achieved the same output. So hope you are clear with whatever I have showed in this particular demo. Thank you. See you soon.